Today I am trying something different, new and different. I have red, blue, and yellow. Um, those are just three of the colors that I have that are I consider be crochet thread. So I decided to try something a little different. Um, a lot of us have heard of chain link. I'm going to say this wrong. Um, Chain link yarn. I can't think. That's not the correct wording, and I apologize. So I decided to make my own version of that, and here it is. It's a little bit bigger than a baseball, but not quite the size of a softball. And chain spun. That's the word. I'm sorry. Had kind of a long night with family in the hospital, so I'm still a little tired. Um, but all I'm doing is taking hi Carrie, and I love your channel, and I love that you have a devotional every day, and I greatly appreciate those. I greatly appreciate the devotionals, and I even like your bingos. Anyway, I'm taking the crochet thread, and I'm just chaining, just making a chain. Now I haven't. I know you're all going to ask me, well, how many yards is that? Well, I don't know because I haven't measured it yet. I haven't taken a ruler to it yet. But all I'm doing is making a chain. And then when it gets to be so long, then I just kind of been now we want to cooperate, and then wrapping it around to make a ball till I decide how big I want it. And then at some point, I'm going to use the chain as a yarn. It's about, I use three strands, so I'm gonna call it a three, a number three, and make a small project with it. Another idea on the same premise of making my own chain spun yarn. I've got three different um, eye hooks, e-cord rather, and I'm going to use one of these, probably either this one. It came in a kit that I bought a long time ago. And I actually used it to make a rug at one point. Um, or maybe this one. This one's a little harder to use because of the way that these hooks are. I think, yeah. So I might use this one. And with the same premise of taking the crochet thread and going around and around and around to make an I cord. But I think as thin as it will be, it would still make it would still make a good yarn. Um, but I just kind of came up with that idea, and I think it's a really neat idea. And I'm having, and it's actually kind of relaxing, just sitting here making a chain. You don't have to worry about what kind of project you're doing. And my chain links as I'm doing, it's like I'm not really caring like how tight one chain is compared to the other. I'm just making the chain, and when it gets to be so long, and I start wrapping it around the ball, and when I get the ball to be as big as I want it, then I'm probably going to take it over there to my yarn winder and cake it up. And And Carrie, by the way, how's Alexa doing? Is she still trying to buy? How's Alexa doing? I know she's your quote best friend unquote. I love your little banter with Alexa. I think it's funny. Um, but this is just, and I love these red, blue, and yellow colors because they. She's she's still so bossy. Yarn Doll! That's my buddy Yarn Doll. Yarn Doll also does on Mondays. She has Hobby Bingo. Hobby Bingo didn't have their uh, bingo today or last week, but they should. I think a week from Monday. I think it'll be the next time we do a Hobby Bingo. I'm not sure. Um, and Yarn Doll has made like the Sun Bunnies, which that is like on my to-do list out there. Um, hello to Zach and Yarn Doll, MDL Michael. Hi. Oh, there's Mr. Yarn Doll. Of course, wherever Yarn Doll is, there's Mr. Yarn Doll. They got to be together. Um, but yeah. Oh, something else. Actually, a couple of things I also want to share. Let me set this down for a minute. Something that I forgot I had in my desk. Yarn bombing. I actually checked out a library book years ago about this. I don't think I've ever purchased the book because it's not a book that I want to purchase. But this was actually, I think I got an advertisement like I picked up in one of the craft stores. Occasionally here in town, it's been like once or twice I've seen it done in where I'm from. But in case you're interested in it, I'm going to read real quick some do's and don'ts. Use your creativity to help others see the world in a new way. Do take down your installation before it gets ratty and tired. And do choose a suitable target. So, and they give you some ideas. Okay, here's the don'ts. Don't break laws, destroy property, or harm yourself or others. I think that's pretty much a given. Don't leave a mess for others to clean up. That's also, yeah. And don't choose a stupid target. And so here's some what they call stupid targets. But that's an idea. Or I've seen what some people have done is they've made for those that are homeless. They've made scarves and then like put them like in a tree or like around a pole with like with like a little card, basically saying, hello, and this is for anybody, and I hope this keeps you warm, and with like a little sentiment, which I think is a very wonderful, wonderful idea. I think that is also a really neat idea. But again, when you do that, make sure you're not breaking any laws by doing that. Make sure that it's okay to do that in your area and wherever it is that you're doing it. But I think that is a really cool idea. And then I have some tips and tricks for staying motivated. Now I have some stuff that I wrote down that I got from Jada Stitches. Now if you ever watched Jada Stitches, she's like one of the first people I ever watched. in crochet. She's also a really, her and her husband are just a treat. They really are. He's usually in the background on the computer maintaining everything, but they still have this little banter going on. And she's made lots of stuff, a lot of things, and she shows you all kinds of tutorials. And she's like, and every month every year she gives, each month she gives an installation on the blanket that she's making for the year. But her lives are so fun. But anyway, so we all get those times where we lose our Crojo mojo. So here's some tips and tricks for staying. Yes, she is. She's very happy. Yes, Carrie. She's definitely always very, very happy. I don't think I've ever seen them sad or upset. Jada is always so super happy. Um, but anyway, here's some tips and tricks for staying motivated. Um, Set up your favorite spot in your home to crochet. Love your hook. Like everybody has their favorite hook, whether it's brand or size, whether it's plastic or it's metal or it's an aluminum hook or a bamboo hook. Everybody has their favorite hook. Use a variegated or self-striping yarn. Might try that same project maybe in a variegated or a self-striping yarn. That's an interesting idea. Change colors. Instead of it being a whole one color project, if it's allowable for yourself in a project, change up the colors. Use yarn you love. Like, I know we all have certain yarns that we really, really love, and then we have ones that we love, and then we have yarns that we like, and then we have ones that are just like, eh. But use yarn that you love. Love your colorway. We know this drum. I've tried to get my husband to understand this, that every color, there's shades of that color. I should have brought it in the room. A case in point, when I went to Joann's, I went to the colors for this month for Hooker versus Hooker is green, white, and yellow. And I was afraid I was going to run out of the color the green that I was using. So I went ahead, which I did not run out of. I still had enough, but I bought more green just in case. And that's how why I don't have a lot of things here to show you, because they're all been given away to family and friends. Watch or listen to a show or podcast while you hook. I think we've all been there and done that with as many focus on the entertainment, not the hooking. That I think was interesting. I think it's sometimes you need to take like a little mental break from what you're doing, and watch a program just to help your mind a little bit. She watch quote bad unquote TV shows. I think she like it's so bad that it's good, I guess, kind of thing. Set a goal of how many episodes you are going to watch. Assign one TV series per whip. Like you're watching a particular TV series, you're only going to work on that whip while you're watching that TV series. Like don't jump from whip to whip to whip. So I think that's a good idea. I know I don't say start ices as much as finish ices. Like I start the whips, but I have trouble finishing them. Listen to an audio book. Now that's an interesting idea. Although I think if I did that, I might get more into the book than the project. Because then, but me, I'd rather read. We're gonna pretend this is a book. This little booklet is a real book, and I'd probably get more into the actual reading of the book than crocheting because I really like to read. So that would probably be a downfall for me. Um, Set aside time to hook. Don't doubt your skills. People that crochet, quote, faster, unquote, spend more time crocheting. Yeah, don't ever doubt your skills. Just because some people crochet faster than you do doesn't make them better. It just makes them faster. I mean, everybody has their own skill level, so don't doubt your own skill level. You can always improve on your own skill level. So don't let others get you down. Um, I mean, I've seen a lot of people make some really, really hi Nifty. I've seen a lot of people, they make a lot of amazing things, and I'm like, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, duh, you can do that. Just don't doubt yourself. Um, Take it with you. I've actually seen my youngest daughter. She just graduated from college earlier this month, and she's done that. She'll have like a little backpack with like her whatever project she's working on, and when she goes to visit family, she just pulls as she goes. She's pulling on it and working on it while she's talking. Gives her stuff. Or some. Sorry, I lost connection. While the lost connection, I'm sorry. Um, while the visitors there visiting their patient, they'll be sitting there crocheting or knitting a project while they're visiting. So yeah, if you had a chance to take it with you, take it with you. Break up large projects into steps. That's a really good one. For instance, um, I am one of the things I'm working on is a stuffed kitty cat, but it's made up of a lot of smaller granny squares. And I've told you about the granny cat. It's made up of a lot of granny squares. And then there are triangles, and let me see if I can find them. I know I have them. There are even square. Here we go. And then there are some squares that have to be two different colors because of the things that are happening within the body of the cat, like the outline of a leg or maybe the tail. Sorry, my craft room doesn't have very good. It's funny. My bedroom has excellent quality, but this craft room doesn't seem to have very good quality. I don't know why that is. But yeah, so I've been breaking that up, making sure I still need a few more squares to get before I can start sewing all the pieces together. I think I just have a few more squares left. And then, of course, after all the squares are sewn together, then I got to sew the two sides together and stuff it. And I'm making a calico cat. Well, kind of. So, switch to a fast whip in between steps. Like, make a quick, like you put down your big project and make some smaller projects. Like I made a couple of smaller projects while I'm in the middle of making my hooker versus hooker project, which I cannot show you until next month. And it's almost finished. But while I was working on that, I kind of put it aside to work on something else. And to make this, which I showed you earlier, this was my version of chain spun yarn. I just made a bunch of crochet chains, but I would like to next time I think I'm going to use an I cord in um, and I could be like the same premise of that. That'll be fun. That's my place. Oh, here we go. Only one big whip at a time. Carrie will appreciate that very much because she is working on a very, Carrie the Yarny Elephant, she is working on a very gorgeous, gorgeous project. You need to go to our channel and look at the past videos to see this project she's making for a couple in her family that's getting, I think it's a couple in her family that's getting married, and it's reversible. This thing is reversible, white with black on one side and black with white on the other side. That's just, to make a project reversible is impressive enough, but the picture itself was already impressive, but to make it reversible, wow. I mean, just seeing the picture, and I don't know how to put pictures in videos yet. That's something else I got to work on. Um, but to see that this picture just itself, just by itself, the white with the black was just like, you're doing that? That's awesome. But to make it reversible and make it black with the white on the other side? Wow. You go, girl. Um, that's awesome. Um, think about your border. Yeah, because you can. I mean, we've all seen different borders, and I tend to look at read a projects from a book and make it from there. Um, I usually use their borders if I'm making a blanket, or sometimes I've created my own blanket and with my own border. Um, and switch whips. So, yeah. Um, one more thing, reading one more little thingy from Jaden Stitches. Um, shop your stash. I know that's hard for all of us to do sometimes because we'd rather be out there shopping. I was going to go out there and do some thrift shopping today, but I got busy helping my family with some medical issues, and then I was so exhausted. I'm still tired. I took a nap, and then I had stuff to do in my own home that I need to get done. No, I'll just save it for either Saturday because this weekend I'm off, or maybe on my off day next week because I'm too tired to go run around town. Anyway, shop your stash. And understand, number one, the little bits. Like little bits you have left over, use it for stuffing or embroidery or appliques or an ornament, baby booties, striped things. Number two, um, half balls yarn. And it says combine two to make a project. Use it for hats or scarves, baby blankets, bags, little kid bags. Three, for the full balls of yarn, do a single ball project like scarves, hats, fingerless gloves, or combine with other bigger projects. Four, whips. Finish them off. I know some of us have a hard time with that. Finish them off. Finish, finish at something different. Five, odds and ends. Beads, buttons, ribbons, cording, amigurumi, or a purse. Number six, make ahead stash. Things that make good gifts. Soap savers, coasters, washcloths, and dishcloths. Um, Number seven, piles of granny squares and motifs. One if marked, finish them. Combine together to make projects. And scarves, bags, blankets, lapgan, and a baby blanket. Those are some little things I thought I would send your way. I don't know where you live, but here where I live, it was sunny and warm yesterday, and it's sunny and warm again today, and I'm just loving the sunshine. Every once in a while, I go outside, go get some fresh air, because we all need fresh air and sunshine, guys. Um, but I hope you enjoyed those little ideas. Um, I love everybody, and I love crocheting, and then try to be helpful. One of my other goals, I'm okay, sorry. One of my goals, though, is I also want to do tutorials, but it's kind of hard to hold my phone because I do everything on my phone and still crochet. So I need to get like some kind of arm to hold the camera in place, like over my hands, while I crochet. I have it like hooked to my desk or something. So that's on my to-do list. Um, but yeah, I don't know what y'all think, but this is fun. This is fun for me. Like I said, I used red, blue, and yellow. And just crocheting a chain. And like I said, I call it my version of chain spun yarn. Um, Now granted, it's probably not nearly as soft, and it doesn't look exactly like it, but it's what I call my version of it. And I just thought that it was a nifty idea that I thought to myself. I'm not going to use all of each spool because that would be really huge, because I actually I'm going to use them in projects to sew parts and pieces together for other projects. Um, that's another thing too, because that cat that I'm making, it's a darker blue, and it's kind of a royal blue, but it's kind of a darker royal blue, and it looks bright on the camera, but it's a little bit darker. And so I think I'm going to use that to sew my pieces together. Um, and you have to watch every once in a while. My thread wants to snag when I pull it, so I have to make sure that all the thread stays straight. And once in a great while, it will like to dangle on itself. But this was just a new nifty idea I had. And I hope you like my the tips and tricks from Jada and Stitches. Um, I like to watch people. There's like one, two, three or four people I try to catch in the mornings before I go to work. And I hate time zones. I hate, I mean, I understand why we have them, but at the same time, I hate them because for some of these people that I watch in the morning, um, they're some are on the same time zone, and some of them are on a. They're like behind. They're like hours behind me, and so I feel like I miss out on a lot of it. Um, And then on my weekends off, I definitely try to watch everybody because on Saturdays when like a lot of people have their lives, and there's like several in a row, and I'm not complaining, but it's just I try to catch everybody because they're all like boom, 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 boom. Or sometimes one will be, well, this one is starting, this one's still finishing up, and I'm like, I feel bad that I'm leaving this one, but I gotta go watch this one. um, and I mean, it's a lot of. I watch. I get a lot of joy watching everybody's live videos, learning from other people, and the ways they crochet and the hooks that they like to use, projects they make, ideas they have, tips and tricks they have. Um, so, and, and thank you guys for the thummies. And I always give thummies and like, comment, subscribe, as they all say. And it's roughly 3:45 in the afternoon for me. But it makes a real colorful, not colorful, but it is kind of a patriotic looking ball of yarn. It's like I said, that red, blue, and yellow. I haven't decided how big I want to make it. I mean, I can, if it's bigger than what I can hold in my hand right now, a little bigger than what I can fully hold in my hand. Like I said, it's bigger than a baseball, but not quite the size of a softball. And I haven't measured how many. I know you're all asking, how many yards is that? And I'm like, I haven't measured it. But that's all I think for today. And I, I will try to make some more videos. Today's only Tuesday. I'm going to try to make a couple more videos this week. And I will. I love showing this little cross. I haven't made, but I found it in um, with some yarn that I got. I've showed this several times, but I just really appreciate this, and I think this is something I would like for all of you to try to make. I think it's just, I think they're singles, like a bobble, or maybe they're doubles with a bobble. But anyway, it makes this cross, and it says, "This small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that He holds you in His hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace." I wholeheartedly believe that. Um, I want to wish all of you a very wonderful day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And then when the weekend gets here, have a very awesome weekend because this weekend is a holiday weekend. Oh, this year I have Memorial Day off, so I get a 3-day weekend. Yay! Got me! Woohoo! Where I work, you have certain holidays off and you work certain holidays, and then the next year it flip flops. So it just happened to work out that one of the days the it happened to be right after my weekend off, so I got a 3-day weekend. Yay! Yay! It's the little things, folks. It's the little things. Um, but I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye.